So, good morning everybody. It's a great honor to be here in Delhi, and I find it to be a very interesting session for me, since it will be people from the One Laptop Per Child Foundation and also people from the World Bank. Because what is this 1 year of one-to-one computing, which is the more general term, is there in Sri Lanka. It's implemented as a One Laptop Per Child initiative, and it's funded by the World Bank. If I should introduce myself very briefly, my name is Peter Mozelius. I work for the Department of Computer and System Sciences at the Stockholm University, where I'm a teacher, but I'm also a researcher. And the idea to come here was also to meet my colleagues from Sri Lanka. So this paper is written together with Khalilo Rahuman and Gian Vikramanayake from the University of Colombo School of Computing. So this will be quite a lot about an initiative in your neighbor country, Sri Lanka. But maybe I should start and say something about this one-to-one computing concept. So that the quote there, by definition, one-to-one computing refers to the level at which access to technology is available to students and teachers. And by definition, it says nothing about actual educational practices. And this is what I've been criticizing in another research paper with some Swedish and Finnish colleagues earlier. And my opinion is that it's not enough only to provide the computers. You have to have a plan for pedagogy and for how to integrate the computers into the curriculum. So if you look at the children there, that what I've been discussing with my colleagues in Sri Lanka, that it's quite a risky project that to invest in all these computers and distribute them, that if you don't have a plan for the curriculum and for pedagogy, maybe that you risk a whole generation just and still I don't think that we really know, does this work or not? But I'm very glad that my findings here, that it's been quite successful. But it's been a very quick launch of all this one-to-one computing, and I think maybe now this year that the first reports comes and analyzes that how successful has this been. But I can say already now in the beginning that it needs more than only to provide the computers. So the key objective of this study is that I like to, what we've done is to analyze and to discuss if the first year of the Sri Lankan All PC initiative, if there's been any impact on formal learning. Because my colleague Khalilo and many other people, they said that this has so many interesting aspects when it comes to informal learning. But I think if we should do this in a large scale, as they've done in some countries, like in Uruguay, they have like 300,000 computers. 500. It's 500,000. It's increasing all day. It was 200,000 from the beginning, and then 300,000. Now, 500,000 computers, and I think it's really important to take a look at the concept. How good is it? How does it work? But I don't know so much about Uruguay. I don't even know how many computers I had. So this will only be about the All PC initiative in Sri Lanka. And I think it's also, because if you can look at the children in the image here, that what we know is that if you bring computers to schools in poor rural regions, that the initial impact, that it will be like a catalytic effect, that you bring in a lot of energy. But I think it needs to be more, to have a plan for how to integrate this in the curriculum if you should get any positive result when it comes to formal learning. So to measure this with formal learning, so I've been looking at these three subjects. What are the results in English, mathematics, and mother tongue? And in Sri Lanka, mother tongue can be Sinhala or Tamil. And so in these selected schools, there will be both Sinhalese, have been both Sinhalese school and Tamil schools. And maybe to look at which schools where we have been. So if you see Sri Lanka there, it's the first school is on the western coast, the west region, Colombo, which is a rich area, doing very well, with mostly Sinhalese people. And then it's, maybe I can go over here. If I talk loud, maybe you can hear me. So the first school is here, quite close to, between Colombo and Negombo. And the second one is in the central, in the hill area, which is the region where Tamil people lives. Tamil people that came to Sri Lanka for working in the tea estates. And the third school is on the eastern region here, somewhere below Vatican, where it's Muslim population. So, all in all, it's 13 schools in Sri Lanka that has, in this first one-year pilot. But the schools we have been looking closer at is the Blackwood Primary School in Haputala, and that is in the Central Highlands, and the Gampaha Selaratna Vidala Primary School in the Gampaha district on the west coast, and the Palmonai Primary School in the Ampara district in the Muslim area on the east coast. And of course that could be a critic against this study, that we have only been looking at these three schools, but I think we have tried to select three schools that will be representative for the whole initiative. But when I come back to Sri Lanka next time, later this year, we will also go up to the former war regions in the north of the country and see what has been the result there. So, the outcomes of the study then. And, well, it's been a positive impact on formal learning. So we've been looking at comparing the grades in the schools that have been using computers in their education, and compare them with other schools. And there really has been an improvement if you look at the grades, which makes me very glad. But I think that this has not been able to achieve only by providing computers. So I think one thing which was a very positive surprise was that the very strong general commitment amongst the teachers and also amongst the parents. So I think that with computers only, you haven't had these results. And okay, positive things. But I think this might be the key. And if I should give you any advice for people that are interested in one-to-one computing, if you want to implement it somewhere else, so is that the content in local languages has been very important. So if you compare Sri Lanka with other countries that have been involved in this one laptop per child experiment, is that they have no internet access in Sri Lanka, which you can discuss. But it's also a question about where should you spend your money. So I think what you can call the Sri Lankan model is that they have not put so much effort on internet and internet access, but they have done a lot when it comes to content development. And I think that is very important, that to develop quality content in the local languages, because otherwise I doubt that it will be so successful. So, and if I should say something about these computers, the exocomputers, and he can give you another version later here from the World PC Foundation. But I think if something that has been like a little bit negative surprise is that these computers that has been presented to be so very robust and specially built that they have not been